I want to talk about the murder of Forrest Martin on the mud banks or the mud flats of Coos Bay, where I was camped at. Um, the leading up to that, when that happened, there was a bunch of people like Randy Watkins that was in on me. There was a murder conspiracy to murder me back then by the FBI. And okay, the first thing I want to say is that everything that I learned about what was going on came from Jerry Martin Smith. He told me that the cops, because he was in jail for 6 months, they put him in between Gonzalez and Sick Boy, and he told me at some point over the phone that Gonzalez's girlfriend, that blonde, said that she said that that Martin or that Forrest Martin molested her daughter or something, and then it turned out she didn't have a daughter, and all this and that. That information came from Jerry. First of all, that blonde Gonzalez's girlfriend was working for the FBI. She tried to lure me out of my tent 2 times. One time she showed up there with 15 guys behind her and trying to separate me from my dog. At one point, Randy Watkins told me that he had a room for rent in his house, and he lured me up there, and there was a bunch of people there. One of them was Forrest Martin. One of them was a tall, big guy, muscly and tall, and he was very close to me, talking to me, and it was then I realized that this house that Randy Watkins wanted me to pay, what was it, $500 and something a month for, was a condemned house with no carpet. There was no running water, there was no sewage, there was no electricity, and I was like, I'm not gonna pay rent to live here. It's a flop house for all these homeless people. And anyways, while I was there, Forrest Martin was trying to take my dog and take my dog Farley. He said, "I want to take your dog Farley down to the creek. Can I take him for a walk?" And he was persistent. And I was like, "No." They were trying to separate me from my dog there at that house. And I was thinking, why would he want to take my dog for a walk? I thought maybe he wanted to do sexual things to my dog. That's what I was thinking. But that's not what it was at all. They were trying to separate me from my dog. That was the first time they tried to separate me from my dog. And I was like, "No, you're not taking my dog from me. No." And anyways, the that Randy Watkins was like, he came there with a bunch of cigarette butts that he got from the bar, and had me smoke some of them in front of the camp there, and all the butts were down there. He also told me that, and there was a point where I just stopped drinking because after Jerry went to jail, I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel safe being alone and being a woman and not being able to see. For all intents and purposes, I was legally blind and could not see because I did not have glasses. And so I quit drinking. Now, Randy Watkins was like, "Oh, well, can you get me beer? Can you get me beer?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm kicked out of the store. Can you go get me beer?" And I'm like, well, I felt sorry for him. I thought I was doing him a favor by getting him beer. And so it made me look like I was just a drunk, drinking constantly every day when I wasn't, in fact. I mean, I did for a little bit, but then I stopped totally and didn't drink. And so they got all this, that's why I was asked, oh, would it be safe to say that you were drunk and drinking every day? No, it wouldn't be safe to say because I wasn't. The only reason why I was buying booze there at that little store was to give to Randy Watkins because I was trying to do him a favor. And um, now, uh, okay, so the blonde that was Gonzalez's girlfriend, she tried to lure me out of my tent. Y'all mate was that sick boy? Sick boy was trying to, the first day I met him, was trying to test my dog's temperament and trying to see, how friendly my dog was, if he could, you know, touch him or pet him. And he was trying to become friends with him. And I'm like, what the hell's all this? Um, because they could not separate me from my dog, I believe that they turned on one of their own. It was first going, they were going to try to murder me. They couldn't murder me. So then, apparently, Gonzalez's girlfriend, that blonde that was actually working for the FBI, convinced them that Forrest molested her daughter when she didn't have a daughter. And by the way, she was there that night because I heard her damn voice out on the mud flats, and I recognized her voice. I'm very good with voices. I recognized her. She was there. She was laughing. And all of a sudden, shh, everything got quiet. Um, okay. Now, so when they couldn't kill me, they decided that they were going to set me up to make me fall for a murder. So that's when she told them, this false information about whatever she said, because I don't know, because I don't even know if this is even correct, but this is just what I was told. And so they tried to set me up to fall for to go down to for a murder that I didn't commit. And so, but God was with me. Um, I told the cops when they showed up. I told them about the dilapidated house that lots of people that went down there frequented, and that just happened to be the people that were trying to destroy the evidence and all that stuff. From what I heard, they caught them right before they destroyed the evidence. And when when I was in my tent, there's another thing. When I was in my tent, when I think it must have been like after they killed him, this bright orb came into the tent, and it was frantically flying. It was in my tent. It wasn't a light from outside the tent. It was actually in the tent. And I looked because if it was a light coming from outside the tent, it would have shone on the tent wall, and there was no light, coming in. But it was flying around like this, frantically, in a like a figure eight motion. And I put my hand out, and I'm like, "What are you? Who are you? Or who are you?" And it just frantically went in a figure eight like this, and then all of a sudden it was there for a while, and then it like went and it was gone. What I think it was an evil entity from the Ouija board that Todd and I messed around with. Zozo, the demon of the Ouija board, because that's how you recognize that evil thing. Oh my god, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. That's what he does on the Ouija board. He does that frantic circular. 8 thing. Now, another thing I want to talk to you about is now, sometime after that, okay, Jerry and I were hanging out, we were together, and that's when this woman came and tracked me down, and she was like, "Oh well, we need somebody. We need you to come and testify." And then I was told that I had to testify, and it was for Sick Boy, the guy with all the tattoos all over his face, and I was told that I had to, and I was like, okay, I have to, so I'll just tell him what happened, and and she also told me that I couldn't get paid for it, and I was like, so I can't get paid for my testimony. No, but she said she could buy me things, and she bought us a couple suitcases, some blankets, some food and drinks and stuff, and it was about 50 something dollars that added up to the payment that you might get from testifying. And she told me to keep it on the down low because it was not legal. Why would she tell me to not say anything about it? And you know who I think that woman actually was? She was working for the FBI. It was my cousin Randy's girlfriend or wife, whoever she is, trying to set me up, trying to make it look like I was Sick Boy's friend or something like that. I didn't know any of those people around Coos Bay, and I didn't like any of them. Not any of them did I like, and not any of them did I trust. And to tell you the truth, I didn't. I didn't like Forrest either. I thought he was an asshole. But I didn't have anything to do with this murder. And to his mother and his family, I'm sorry about your loss. It shouldn't have happened. Um, I really don't know why. I mean, they decided that they wanted me to go down. They wanted me to die or to go to prison. They wanted me to suffer. And Forrest Martin was expendable to the FBI, and that's what they did. That's what they do. They take expendable people and they use them to get to for any means to get what they want to happen. Anyways, that I think that what the people did was very very illegal. Um, Telling me that I couldn't get paid, and then telling me, well, here we're gonna buy you a bunch of things, but like let's not talk about it, And they're like, well, everybody deserves a fair trial, so we want you to come and testify. I'm like, well, okay, whatever. And all the while, they're planning on making me look like I was in on it or some shit like that, and I wasn't. I am honest though. I had nothing to do with his murder.